As the Blisters set out, I am going to back up like an hour before. Mike had arrived at the yard to collect a ballast train. He was in a joyful mood as he didn't have to take any passengers. But as he departed, his driver looked at his watch. "Oh dear, we're late." "Faster, come on, I don't have all day." Mike rushed down the line. He passed houses. "Whoa! Steady, Mike, or you're going to fall off the tracks and destroy the village." "I don't think so." And Mike surged faster. "Mike, stop, you're gonna knock yourself to pieces." "And no, I won't, I'll be fine." But something did give. Mike's cylinders were beginning to break off. But they didn't break off. They became loose and they clanked. "Oh no," said Mike. Suddenly, something snapped. "Oh no, what was that?" "I don't know. Wait, I think we're exceeding the speed limit. We better slow down." But as he pulled the handle, they didn't stop. They didn't go faster. They just kept going on. "Oh no, I think I know what that snap was," said Mike. "It was the brake!" "Ah!" said Mike as he rushed down the line. He was whistling furiously. His cheeks were as red as his paintwork. "Save me! Somebody! Save me! Oh no! No, no, no!" Mike was rushing down the line. "Could this get any worse?" he said, and it did. There, up ahead, were a couple of sheep. "Oh no, 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 I don't want to be a murderer." The sheep saw Mike as he blew his whistle furiously. They ran off the trucks. Phew! That was a close one. Oh no! There, on a crossing, was a broken down car. "First Bert and now me. What could go next? Rex!" He smashed off the line. The car was broken to pieces. He raced down the road furiously. His ballast cars were hitched off as they trailed down the tracks and banged into a siding violently. Mike pressed it on. This is not good for my, standards or paintwork." They rushed down the road. Cars were honking as people were shocked to see an engine traveling on the road. Mike was going faster and faster, and there he was diverted, not by points, but he went over into a grassy field. His driver had fallen out and was racing after him. "I'm gonna get you, Mike!" As he rushed forward, it was too late. Suddenly, there was an old wooden area, a wooden table, you could say. Mike thought it was a wooden table, as it was basically kind of like a key leading out for fishermen, so they could sit on the key and fish. No one was there at the time as Mike flew onto the area. He didn't have his tender, as it fell off when they approached the grassy field. Mike was racing wildly as he went into the area. He closed his eyes, waiting for an impact. But when he opened his eyes, he saw he was dangling off the edge of the key. "Oh no, this is not good. Why did this have to happen? I hope somebody gets help. Oh, why would anybody help me after what I did?" Mike had heard on the radio that he had been found. He heard from Rex that he had been found out, and Rex was very angry with him. Mike was worried now as he didn't know what to do. And that is how it happened. And now we go back to the time where the twins were going down the line. They passed the bridge. Blister 2 was looking down to see anything. "Ooh, a fishing lake," said Blister 1. "I don't know when we're going to find Mike." Blister 2 looked and suddenly saw a red object. "Is that a boiler?" "It's Mike!" said Blister 1 in surprise. "We better get him," said Blister 1 and Blister 2 in unison. And with that, they rushed away to get the breakdown crane of the railway. The breakdown crane, I'm not going to explain what it is, but the way it looked. It was rusty and orange. No paintwork, just rust. The chains were the only part that were not rusty. But as he was pulling the breakdown train away, one of the wheels snapped off. I don't know what we're going to do now. I might have an idea, said Blister 1. What if I know what you're thinking, but I don't think it's a good idea. With that, they came back with a winch. One of their drivers quickly climbed down and hitched it to the back of Mike. They asked Mike's driver to help and support him. With soon all the crews had gotten out of their engines and diesels and quickly tried to push Mike up. They had to get their pants a little soggy, but they didn't mind. Anyway, as they finally were able to push Mike from his wheels dangling over the edge, as he was a small engine, he was still an engine and very heavy by his metal. He had been taken out off the area key and was now pushed as close to the hill as possible. With that, the drivers of Blister 1 and 2 came in, and Mike's driver watched in shock. Blister 1 and Blister 2 began to pull. They pulled harder and harder as Mike was pulled up the hill. Suddenly, the winch was about to snap, but they wouldn't give up. They suddenly gave a huge bang, and with that, the cable didn't snap. It didn't do anything. With that, the rest of the way up, they were able to be brought back. Mike was able to be brought back up. The men carefully helped Blister 1 and 2 maneuver Mike onto the tracks, and Mike was safe. Mike was shocked. You helped me. Yes, we did. But I was so rude to you. Yes, we know, they both said in unison. But we forgive anyone. We can forgive anyone, even an engine like you. I thank you, he said. He was brought back to the station where the manager was waiting impatiently. Mike, I cannot believe what you did with Blister 1 and Blister 2. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm sorry, sir. Don't worry, sir. It's okay with us. Well, if it's okay with you, it is okay with me. But you are going to get a severe punishment. How's a month? I'm afraid I can't put you in the shed for a month because we have too much work on our hands, and you'll have to be shunted into the shed for about a week. Then you will be taken out and you will be doing passenger trains. Do I make myself clear? Yes, sir. And with that, Mike had that night. With that, Blister 1 and Blister 2 were invited to the shed, and everyone had a lovely conversation. And Mike finally looked at Blister 1 and 2 and said, I'm sorry for all I've done. Don't worry, Mike. No. I shouldn't have done that. What I did was rude and unfair. I caused you to get blamed for something. I framed you, and that is not a good way to start the day. Duck and Oliver were sitting by, and as they were puffing away, Duck said, that is not the Great Western way. Oh, be quiet, you Great Western fleabag. Fleabag, said Duck, and he snorted away crossly. With that, the engines began to chuckle after that. With that, Blister 1, Blister 2, Mike, Jock, Bert, Rex, and Frank, and Sigrid, of course, all went to sleep. It had been a long, eventful day, but luckily, it had all come to an end.